Welcome to the Wild and Scenic Film Fest Media Lounge. I'm Elisa Parker. It's such a privilege to be with you. We're going to be with you tomorrow as well. Our hub here is at the Nevada City Winery, right downtown Nevada City, next to our headquarters at the Miners Foundry. What an amazing day it's been so far. Wild and Scenic is produced by Circle, and I think many of us here know that our beloved Yuba is our water source that is really vital to our community here. And so it's always a treat when we get to connect with filmmakers and storytellers who are amplifying our watershed, our water sources, and how we protect it, and the people who are connected to that, and the other animals who are part of that. I'm so excited to have Maggie with us here. It's Upriver Downstream. Did I get that right, Maggie, or close? Upstream Downriver. It's been a long day. Upstream Downriver. It's an amazing film. And thank you, Maggie, for joining us from D.C.
It is my pleasure. I'm so excited to be at Wild and Scenic. It has been one of those festivals that I wanted to come to for years, and everybody says, oh, it's the best festival. So I'm really, really thrilled to be here.
This is your first time?
First time.
Wow. What do you think of it so far?
Loving it. It's just warm, so much heart. I mean, that's the thing I think about festivals. You can go and you can do screenings and it feels good, but when you have this amount of networking and this amount of people just coming together and sharing stories and just feeling the heart of it, it really makes a difference. And you feel it here a lot.
You do feel it here. And DC has another environmental film festival there as well, and you're head of a wet nonprofit.
So there's the DC Environmental Film Festival that's coming up. It's formerly known as the Environmental Film Festival in the nation's capital, but nobody calls it that. We all call it DCEFF, and I'm on the advisory council for that. But no, I run the Center for Environmental Filmmaking at American University.
Wow.
Yeah.
Important work, great. Maggie. And here you are. You spoke of the heart. I mean, your film really does touch upon the heart of several stories and their experience with water. I mean, I was shocked in seeing the film. What was it? 50% of our water source is polluted. Is that right?
Yeah.
So it gives pause to look and see, knowing that it's not a resource that's I mean, we want it to be around forever.
Yeah, but it's not endless. It's a finite resource, and I think, we don't think about that. I certainly didn't think about it, and until more recently. Although there was a time, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I do remember as a kid there was that horrific oil spill when two tankers collided, and my family did a lot in nature. We were out all the time. That was our backyard. And I just remember thinking how awful that was. And my parents actually took us out of school, me, my brother, and my sister. They had a big warehouse set up to try to clean that gunk and off of mainly the pelicans. I mean, they were the only that had a chance of surviving. And they were highly endangered at that time. And we would all get so excited when we'd see a pelican flying. And I can still hear the screams of those birds. I mean, it was just horrific. And it was the first time as a kid that I thought, oh my God, nature's fragile. Like, it can break. And we as people can break it, you know? And I think that's what kind of got me on this path of being so obsessed with water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And we're a blue planet.
Right.
Exactly. I mean, on the hope aspect of this too, we can break it, and also it's so resilient, and it really doesn't take that much as we're learning.
That's exactly
and how it can restore so quickly. Like, even looking at some of the areas that they've preserved in experiments in Hawaii, and seeing how quickly they're restored.
Very quickly.
So, I mean, that gives us hope, because some of the stories you're featuring, you're like, oh my gosh, like, is it in Alabama? With the sewage. Tell us a little bit about, I mean, these are stories we need to know, and then it's shocking, because you're like, this is happening in America.
Yeah, and that was part of it. When I was looking at different stories to tell, I wanted to tell stories in different watersheds across the United States, and I wanted to tell the lesser-known story. So in Alabama, they have open sewage pits. I mean, they're just these lagoons of sewage. They don't have sewage infrastructure in a lot of the poor communities in Alabama. Lowndes County, where the Civil Rights Road goes right through Lowndes County, they don't have sewage infrastructure in the county.
Wow.
It's just, I mean, that was stunning to me. And Catherine Coleman Flowers, who wrote this book called America's Dirty Secret, good name.
And she's been here at Wild and Scenic.
Has she? Great.
Yes.
She's amazing.
She's a hero.
Oh,
she is.
She really is amazing. And she was just saying, it's just inconceivable, but it's not just in Alabama. 2.2 million people in this country, in the United States, do not have sewage sanitation infrastructure. How could that be in our country, So then you go to Navajo Nation and Dr. Crystal Tully Cordova, who's the principal hydrologist, and it's somewhere between 30 and 40% of people who live on the Navajo Nation do not have running water and sanitation infrastructure in their homes. They go with pickup trucks with these large containers to a well 10 miles away or more, some of them it's much further than that, to get water for themselves and their livestock, and I mean, in this country. And so she says, people think that just happens in third world countries like Africa, but it's right here in the United States. So I wanted to show those stories, but then the flip side is I really wanted to not just leave it there, but show how you have these really amazing, passionate, committed people saying, we don't need to live with this, we can change this, and bringing communities together and getting communities engaged to make that change happen.
Yeah, so tell us some of you mentioned Catherine. So Catherine's been working with them in Alabama. The Navajo tribe, they have been working with legislation and so forth. What's another good example?
Well, another one, and it's closer to home for me, is Los Angeles. A lot of people don't realize that the LA River is actually a river because it's a 51-mile concrete channel. And having grown up in California, and both my parents, they met at UCLA, so we heard these stories all the time growing up. The idea that when it rains, and when it rains in LA, it rains heavily, and then all that fresh water, instead of restoring the groundwater, the aquifer, and providing drinking water, all of that fresh water just goes straight out to the Pacific Ocean. And meanwhile, they've got an aqueduct siphoning water off of the Colorado River that now provides, this shocked me because I didn't know this, provides half of the water in LA comes from the Colorado River.
Yeah.
Which is not healthy, and now that there's no snow in Utah and most of the Southwest hasn't had snowfall.
Right.
So we have a problem. But again, in LA, there's incredible groups of Friends of the LA River, East River communities for justice are coming together and saying, we can restore parts of this river, we can restore the aquifer. Here are concrete things we can do. And they're fighting for it and getting more and more people involved and getting policies to change.
Yeah.
So, it takes a village, a big village to make change, but we can do it.
We can do it. And and it is just looking in your own backyard.
Yeah.
And saying what's going on.
That's exactly
and how do I get involved? What do you want to say to everyone about why it's so important to see this film, and also just how solutions or impact that we can lead in our lives, and especially around our biggest resource commodity is our water.
Right. I mean, I think
can't live without it.
We can't live without it, right? Imagine a day without water. We can't live without it. So I think it's important to see the film to understand the scope of it, but also understand how local effort can make such a difference. And in every single one of these cases, you see, and I think I know I get inspired, but I know a lot of audiences have told me this too. They come away feeling hope, they come away feeling inspired, and they come away feeling activated.
All right.
That to me is priceless. So I think a film like this can really help people come together, become more aware, and then become more engaged, and then go back home and talk about what can I do in my own backyard?
Right.
What can we do if we come together? And I can tell you right now, with the EPA and the Clean Water Act being totally undermined, we need it more than ever. I mean, we're going to go backwards, and we've made so much progress.
Yes.
But we're going to go backwards.
And just even here, so you're in D.C., the Potomac, with the sewage that was just in there. Here at Bullard's Bar, we just had a pipe burst going into Yuba.
Yeah.
So again, having that knowledge, be aware, and know that our community, we can show up for each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Maggie. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad you're here.
Thank you. This has been wonderful.
yeah,
Wonderful experience.
Good.
Just really loving it. it.
And it's going to continue,
Yeah.
and we hope you come back. And
Yeah.
what a wonderful way to have alliance and partnership with the work you're doing in D.C.
Yeah, thank you so much, really.
And is the film screening, has it screened already? Or
No,
is it...
it's Sunday in the 10 o'clock block, Sunday morning at Oddfellows.
Okay,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. This is the time to get activated, to get inspired, to connect with others and build community, because we're not in this alone. We can have each other's backs. And it's time.
It is time.
It is time. Here we are. Let's go. I'm Elisa Parker. It is the Wild and Scenic Film Festival, and we'll be back in just a bit. Thank you, Maggie.